Hey there, history fans! Today we're diving into the story of Finland, a country with a past as cool as its winters. Literally. Imagine this. Massive glaciers like icy bulldozers, carving out the Finnish landscape thousands of years ago. These weren't your average glaciers. As they slowly retreated, they left behind a land dotted with countless lakes. Yep, that's how Finland got its nickname, the Land of a Thousand Lakes. It actually has over 180,000, but the glaciers didn't just shape the land, they shaped the very soul of Finland. Now, let's move on to the folks who first called this land home. The first Finns were tough cookies, surviving in a land still recovering from the Ice Age. We're talking hunter-gatherers, living off the land, respecting the rhythms of nature. It wasn't easy, but they thrived, leaving behind traces of their existence in the form of ancient artifacts and burial mounds. These early Finns were deeply spiritual, their beliefs intertwined with the natural world. They saw spirits in the forests, lakes, and even the rocks. Over time, these scattered communities started to form connections, trading with each other and sharing stories around flickering fires. It was the beginning of a shared identity, a sense of belonging to something larger than themselves. To the south, powerful kingdoms were rising and their influence would soon reach the shores of Finland, forever altering the course of its history. Fast forward to the 12th century, things are heating up, and not just because of climate change, though that was a thing back then too. Sweden, with its growing power and appetite for expansion, set its sights on Finland. Now, the Swedes weren't just interested in conquering, they brought along a powerful new force, Christianity. The arrival of the Crusaders marked a turning point in Finnish history. The old pagan beliefs, deeply intertwined with nature, were challenged by this new faith. The Swedes established their rule, building castles and churches, transforming the landscape and the spiritual life of the Finnish people. Imagine fierce Finnish tribes resisting this encroachment, defending their way of life. But gradually, over centuries, a new cultural identity began to emerge, a blend of Finnish traditions and Swedish influence. Section 4, the Eastern Giant Looms, Russian Influence, and the Seeds of Nationalism. As centuries passed, another powerful empire began to cast a long shadow over Finland-Russia. The 18th and 19th centuries were a time of turmoil and transformation for Finland. The country became a battleground between Sweden and Russia, caught in a tug-of-war between two empires. In 1809, after centuries of Swedish rule, Finland was annexed by Russia. But instead of being absorbed into the vast Russian Empire, Finland was granted a special status as a Grand Duchy. This meant they had a degree of autonomy, preserving their language, culture, and even their own parliament. While it offered some protection, it also sowed the seeds of a powerful new force, Finnish nationalism. Section 5. A Nation Awakens, the Road to Finnish Independence. The 19th century was a time of great change, not just in Finland but across Europe. Ideas of nationalism were sweeping the continent, and Finland was no exception. Finns, exposed to these new ideas, began to question, why were they ruled by an emperor thousands of miles away? Why not govern themselves? This burgeoning sense of national identity found expression in art, literature, and music. Think epic poems, stirring symphonies, and romantic paintings, all celebrating the beauty of the Finnish language, landscape, and spirit. As the 19th century drew to a close, Russia, ever suspicious of nationalist movements, began to tighten its grip on Finland. Instead of crushing the spirit of independence, these heavy-handed tactics only fueled the flames of Finnish nationalism. Section 6. The Price of Freedom, Early Challenges, and the Winter War. The year 1917 was a tumultuous one, my friends. The Russian Revolution erupted, shaking the empire to its core. For Finland, this presented a golden opportunity, a chance to seize the moment and declare their long-awaited independence. On December 6, 1917, Finland took the plunge and declared independence. But freedom, as they say, isn't free. The young nation faced a devastating civil war between the Reds, socialists, and the Whites, conservatives. Just when things were starting to settle down, a new and even greater threat emerged, the Soviet Union. Section 7, Suomi, a Legacy of Resilience. The Winter War was a testament to the courage and resilience of the Finnish people. Facing a vastly larger and better equipped enemy, the Finns fought back with fierce determination, using their knowledge of the terrain and their legendary sisu, a Finnish word that roughly translates to guts or grit. Despite their valiant efforts, Finland was forced to cede territory to the Soviet Union. But they had won something far more valuable: the respect of the world and the preservation of their independence. In the decades that followed, Finland charted a remarkable course. They rebuilt their nation, embraced democracy, and became a global leader in education, technology, and yes, even happiness. They've consistently ranked among the happiest countries in the world. From the icy grip of the last ice age to the fires of war and the triumphs of peace, Finland's story is one of resilience, determination, and an unyielding love for their language, culture, and icy, beautiful homeland.